I'm gonna wait a second to let my people get in here. My people. The last time I looked, I think we had like over 300, almost three. It was like 320 subscribers, which is amazing because we're only here once a week. But we're here every week, every Sunday morning. Well, I'm in Los Angeles, so it's Sunday morning here. It's 10 o'clock every single Sunday. You can come in, join in, watch the live stream. Maybe I'm still asleep. You can watch the live stream every single Sunday morning. So it's 10 a.m. Pacific time in Los Angeles, LA time, and then 1 p.m. Eastern, and then whatever that means from wherever you are in the world. I know I have some of my people from India are in here, which I love, and all over the world. YouTube goes everywhere. So every week though, it's the same time. So the reason why I do this is I'm trying to give you a place to anchor your health journey. So you might be trying to eat better, you might be working out, you might be working on your relationships, you might be figuring out how to organize your space better, you might want to be more financially healthy. Whatever it is that you want to do that helps you be healthier, fuller, happier in your life, that to me goes under the umbrella of health. So this is Healthy Habit Huddle. We come here every week so you can reconnect with what you want to do in your life. I'm going to give you some amazing information today that is going to help you in the area that we're talking about today. But use this time, use this ritual to benefit yourself in whatever you have going on your journey with your health in all areas of health. So when I finish talking, I'm not going to talk forever. These are usually pretty short huddles, but when I finish talking, take the rest of the hour, take a half an hour, set a timer, do something, and think about how are you going to serve your health this week? How can you be healthier? How can you sit and be in gratitude for all the health you already have in all the areas, and et cetera, et cetera. So take a little time when I'm done talking today and giving you these jewels that I'm about to give you. Take time and really use these weekly meetings for yourself. Okay. Oh, that's what I like to see. I got Healthy Hair Riddles in the house. She says Sunday, like the video. Okay, true. Backyard dog racing. My people. Happy to see you, Lawrence. That is Bay. Healthy says, drink lots of water and take vitamins as the seasons change so that you stay healthy. I love that. Weather changes do tend to shift things around in our bodies, and I know even in the summertime, if you live in a place that's really hot and humid and it's like really, really hot outside, and then so you're sweating, and then every time you go inside, it's 40 degrees with the air conditioning on, even little temperature changes like that can definitely affect people's health. So great tip. Y'all give each other tips in the comments if you want. Let us know what you're thinking about, or what you're doing, or what you're planning on doing, or thinking about doing, considering doing for your own health. I know I've been looking around, kind of fishing around to see what proteolytic enzymes might mean for my future. I don't know, but for me, it's an ongoing, evolving thing, and I want this weekly meeting to be something that you look forward to that helps you on your journey too. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about you, and one of the richest resources that you have in your life for yourself and your health, which is relationships. So these can certainly be the kinds of relationship, like life partner, marriage type relationships, romantic relationships. It can certainly be that, but it can also be your relationships with your parents. It can be your relationships with your children if you're a parent. It can be your besties. It could be anybody that you have a relationship with. It could be a business partner, somebody that you're working with, but anybody that you have a relationship with that really matters to you, where you have to be able to communicate at a deep level. I know one thing is I've noticed is, and I raised a couple of kids in my family. Their mother passed away, and so I kind of stepped in and was with them from the time they were 7 till they were 18. Helping their dad. And one of the things that I really, really learned in that relationship with those kiddos was, when it comes to young people, you as the adult in their life have to be graceful in how you help them transition from being little children to being young adults. And it really has to do with getting out from being on top of them, telling them what to do, to being more of someone who's beside them, talking with them, offering guidance when necessary, but really being curious and learning how to communicate with them, not taking up all the space in the room and kind of trying to get them to do what you want, but respecting their burgeoning adulthood. And so I got some really great communication tips that I'm going to tell you today. So we're going to do 6 really key tips that are scientifically based. This comes from, you might be familiar with John and Julie Gottman. They're like world-renowned relationship experts. They've been at this since like the 80s. But they say that they have models that can predict relationship stability. Again, it could be relationship, somebody you're married to, it could be anybody in your life where you have an important relationship. Theirs is based on couples, but it can predict relationship stability up to 90 to 96% accuracy based on communication patterns. So let's get into these 6 communication patterns that you can use to win at relationships. Backyard Dog Racing says, you instill ethics and morality, and allow life to guide their viewpoints. That's talking about raising children. Absolutely. Hi, Eric. Beautiful hands, gestures, and nails. Okay, if it gets too intense for you, you can Cash App Healthy Habits Huddle. Healthy Habits Huddle. That is it. Good morning, Lindell. Oh, Lindell is in the house, my people. Okay, let's get into these 6 so you can get on with your the rest of your time this morning focused on your own health and your own health journey. I know these tips will help you along your way. Tip number 1, how you start a conversation matters. So the people who did this research found that they could predict within the first 3 minutes of a conflict conversation where a couple would be in 6 years if nothing changed. So the first 3 minutes of how you get into a conversation about something where there's conflict or potential conflict can predict basically success or failure in your relationship. So this is how you want to avoid harsh startups. You don't want to start off with criticism. They gave a 3-step. So you don't want to start off saying, you're so lazy, blah, 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 blah. You never listen. You don't want to start just like with the full on attack. I don't think that's going to help anything. But the 3 things that they said, this is how you do it to avoid that. There's something that you need in the relationship. There's a conflict conversation coming up. You don't start attacking the other person's character, personality, et cetera, et cetera. The attack is not going to be the thing that helps you win. But what will help you win is these 3 steps. Number 1, you say how you feel. For instance, I feel exhausted. Step 2, you describe the situation neutrally. The house is messy is the example that we have here. And then you state a positive, specific need. So I feel exhausted. The house is messy. Would you be willing to vacuum? And I'll do the dusting. It's as an example. So you don't go at the person, whatever the situation is. Imagine if it's a child or a friend or someone that you're potentially going to have a conflict with. You say, look, I feel this. Generally state the situation. You know, I'm getting a lot of negative feedback from people based on whatever, I don't know, I'm making this up. And then a neutral statement, would you be willing to blah, blah, blah? Because you're showing them how to be successful. So that's tip number 1. Let's see, I don't know what some of these people are saying. I'm here in Los Angeles, babe. Thank you for asking. Lindell says, yes, good morning. Oh, y'all, please do hit the like button and do subscribe if you want to have a place. We do this every week. So if you want to have a place, you can come every week to get good tips, to commit further to your health journey, et cetera, et cetera. We're here every week at the same time. So it's 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, 1 p.m. Eastern here in the U.S., and then whatever time it is on the top of the hour wherever you are in the world. Yes, Lindell says stay hydrated. That is a big, big key year round, actually, even, especially when it's hot. So that's number 1. How you start a conflict conversation matters. That is tip number 1 of 6. Number 2, you have to watch out for the 4 horsemen, they call them, of relationship breakdown. So there are 4 kind of behaviors that are toxic patterns that always end up leading to relationship breakdown, divorce, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Number 1 is criticism. So what they mean by criticism is blaming personality flaws, like just telling the other person, oh, you're selfish. That is the first of the 4 horsemen. Number 2, contempt. So you're sarcastic, you're rolling your eyes at somebody, you're mocking them. Contempt is so bad that the person receiving the contempt. So if I have someone in my life who's being contemptuous toward me, rolling their eyes, just mocking me, just expressing that kind of toxicity, if I'm on the receiving end of that, my immune system actually becomes weakened. That is how toxic contempt can be. So criticism, contempt are the first 2 of the 4 horsemen to relationship demise. The 3rd one is defensiveness. So making excuses instead of taking responsibility. Well, I only did that because da 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 da, instead of saying, yeah, you know what, that was a choice that I made, and then moving forward from there. And the 4th of the 4 horsemen is stonewalling. So this is just like shutting down, and typically people shut down to self-soothe. They don't have other tools. They just go blank, they withdraw, whatever, they stonewall, they won't talk about it. Typically it's because they're flooding emotionally inside and they don't know how to handle it. Hi, Mr. Deepak Mr. Deepak up. How are you? Good to see you in here. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so we talked about how you start a conversation matters. That's tip 1 of 6. Tip 2 of 6 is watch out for those 4 horsemen of relationship breakdown. This is whether you're talking to your mate, your friend, your child, your parent, your people who report to you at work, whatever. Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling are no bueno for the relationship, any of your relationships. Okay, tip number 3. Now, this is about if you're in a relationship that is supposed to be sexually exclusive. Loneliness drives betrayal. It is not typically about anything other than that in marriage relationships, according to this research. So protect your relationship from that. Protect your relationship from distance by consistently showing curiosity about your partner's inner world, sharing feelings, and turning toward one another. And when your partner's giving a bid for attention, you turn toward that. You don't isolate them. So that's tip 3. Number 1, how you start a conversation matters. Number 2, watch out for the 4 horsemen of relationship breakdown. And we remember what those are: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Number 3 of 6, loneliness, not sex, drives betrayal. I'm doing well. Hello to everybody who's in here saying hi. I think I got some of my Indian people in here. Happy to have you. All right, so we're going to do 6 tips today to help all of your relationships. We're halfway through. We've done 1, 2, and 3. Tip number 4 is the power of repair. So even healthy couples fight, but what separates the people who are the masters of good relationships from the disasters of bad relationships are the ability to repair. So you immediately, as soon as you can, say, oh my gosh, you catch yourself and you apologize and try to repair the mistake. I just blurted that out. Can I start over? And then as the person on the other side, if your partner or your person in your life is trying to do better, you say, yeah, of course. And you start over. So that's repair, the power of repair. So how you start a conversation matters. Watch out for the 4 horsemen of relationship breakdown. If you want to keep fidelity, avoid loneliness. And number 4, the power of repair. Remember that. Number 5 and 6, we're down to our last 2, and then you're going to take the rest of this time to what? Focus on your own health. I hope. Coach says, I needed this, not in a relationship, but in a business ship. Amen. Boom, fist bump right there. Yes, apply this everywhere. If you're in relationships with human beings, these tips are going to be effective. I'm so happy to hear you say that, Coach. Thank you for that comment. Okay, so number 5, handle gridlock. Oh, this is a good one. This is good. Should I save it for number 6? Should I save it for number 6? No, I'm going to give it to you now. Number 5, handle gridlock with 6 deep questions. So gridlock in a relationship. So if you're not budging and they're not budging and you think what you want to do is more important and they think what they want to do is more important and they're mutually exclusive and you're just at gridlock with someone, 6 important questions that you can answer using this process. One person asks these questions to the other person and really listens, and then the other person asks the question of you and you really listen. So it's an organized system here, and using this process, 87% of distressed couples, because that's who they were studying, made breakthroughs. 87%. That is incredible. Your form, or where I'm from, Los Angeles, baby. Happy to have you here. Okay, so here is how you handle gridlock. Here are the 6 deep questions. Number 1, you're going to ask the person that you're in this gridlock with, you're going to say, what values or beliefs shape your view on this? We're not connecting. We're not getting, thank you for your hearts. I see the hearts. Thank you so much. We're not getting anywhere. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to ask you, okay, what values or beliefs shape your view on this? And you're going to tell me and I'm going to just listen, right? I'm going to take it in. 2, is there any childhood or any relationship history tied to this? Because you're dug in, I'm dug in. What can I understand about your relationship or childhood history? That's question 2. Number 3, why is this so important to you? Like, let me understand why this is so important for you, so I can hear from your side. Number 4, what feelings do you have about it? Emotions. That's 4. Hold on. That's 4 is feelings. 5, is there an ideal dream under this? Like, do you have a vision of what we're supposed to be doing in our friendship, or something for your future, or something for how is this maybe affecting a dream that you have? So is there an ideal dream under this? And question 6, is there a deeper life purpose connected to it. So for instance, if you're fighting with your mate about, oh, you work all the time and you do this and you do that, and you go and you sit and ask these 6 questions, and you find out that the deeper life purpose that is connected to it is their identity, or who they are on a planet, on the planet, and what they want to do for themselves and their family line or something. You hear all of that, you can understand where they're coming from, and then they turn it on you and ask you the same thing. And then you guys can have an opportunity to have more intimacy, anchor it in, be deeper, and get past it. 87% of couples make breakthroughs using this process. So we love that. Let's see here. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we've gone through how you start a conversation matters. Watch for the 4 horsemen of relationship breakdown. Sex, not loneliness, not sex drives betrayal, and the power of repair, as well as those 6 magic questions that help get over relationship gridlock. And then I'm going to give you your last tip. And then you're going to go off to have a healthy, happy day. You're going to take the rest of this hour to write in your journal, to take a deep breath, to meditate, to think about what you're going to do this week, to order some healthy food, to do your meal prep, whatever is the next healthy step for you on your healthy habits journey, on your health journey. That's what you're going to do when I finish talking. So last tip is to keep your relationships healthy and strong. And this is any kind of relationship, you want to practice daily connection rituals. So, and maybe not daily if it's like, someone you're not seeing every day or someone you're not living with, but here's the research. Unhappy couples noticed only 50% of their partner's positive actions. I see this so much in families with parents and kids too. Happy couples see and acknowledge them more. Happy relationships see and acknowledge them more. So if you are in some kind of relationship, especially if you live with the person, notice when they're doing something right. Notice when they're being pleasant. Notice when they're handling business. Notice when they look nice, smell nice. Anything that you can say that's a positive connection that you can notice and that you can comment on. So you can, for instance, you can say thank you for small things that they do for you. You can express affirmation and fondness. Oh, you know what? I love that you said that. I think that's really interesting. I love your energy. I love you, whatever. So you're expressing admiration and fondness often. You can ask, what is one thing I can do today to help you feel loved or supported? That's so beautiful. Hey, I care. I'm here. I'm present. Tell me if you can, one thing that I can do today to make you feel loved, supported, etc. And then this is another tip that they have for practicing a connection ritual. If you're having a fight with somebody, when you are listening, literally take, how did that happen? Literally take notes. So take them in your head or write them down if you and your person aren't going to get flipped out by that. It's going to help keep you from getting overly emotional and help you focus on what is being said. And I hope that helps you. I hope that helps your relationships. We went over 6 tips that are from, I want to tell you this. This is from the Gottman research, Doctors John and Julie Gottman. But I got this, and I'm going to put it in the show notes. I got this from the Lisa Bilyeu's podcast, the Women of Impact podcast. So I'll link all of it. You can watch the whole thing. But I thought this was really great. I'm so thankful to have all of you here. Lindell said, wow. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Shelly Alexander in the house. We're fond of you, you know how to get right to my heart. Love you. Thank you, babes. Motorcycle chick. Hello, beautiful. Now you're preaching. Hey, I know that's right. Great information. Rod. Hi, sweetie. Happy to have you here as well. All right. Puppy says hello. Hello, my love. Healthy Hair says awesome 6 tips. Like the video. Yes, please do that. What? Someone's in here barking. All right, it's time to go walk the dog. I love y'all. Take the rest of this time to think about your health. I'll see you back here at the same time next week, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and then whatever time that means for you around the world. Big kiss, and I'm sending you lots of health and happiness and love, my loves. Take care. Au revoir.